Ah, lovely way to start a video. Hi, everyone. Please excuse the mess you see behind me. This is a temporary living situation, which has gone on longer than the temporary living situation was expected to go on, but I digress. My my method of madness has a method. But so for anyone who, my 500 some odd subscribers who remember this channel, um, are suddenly now have a new thing in their feed going, wait a minute, I'm still subscribed to this guy. Okay, so I had an idea, and I want to just throw that idea out there and say, hey, what do you guys think of this? So, backstory. It was really easy to figure out WWE programming, back in the day, back in especially towards the late end of the Vince McMahon era, where you basically had person who needed a win versus person who does not need a win. Hi, Frankie. Uh, and then what would happen was the person who did not need the win won, like 98% of the time. And it got really frustrating. You could basically, the lol Cena wins or lol Roman wins or whatever. We knew what was going to happen. Triple H booking era, a little bit different. Now, it's still very much the same thing of person who needs win, person who does not need win, but with the roles reversed. Most of the time, the person that needs to win actually wins. Eventually, LA Knight wins the big one because he needed to win in order to have any sort of credibility going forward. He couldn't keep losing. He had to win that US title. So on and so forth. With the one exception of the big marquee matches. Anything involving the bloodline, really, or anything involving CM Punk, or, whatever the 2 or 3 main feuds are, you could see them going either way. You could argue both need the win in order to go forward, or both could handle the loss and not worry about it. Keep their heat, or, still be over. So, the idea of trying to figure out those matches is a little bit more perplexing. And it does make it far more enjoyable as a viewer. Because let me tell you, when you're actually in the industry at any point in time, you eventually just start picking apart every single thing you see where it's like, yep, that's they messed up their footwork there. They weren't supposed to be there. They corrected that. I saw it. Those little things that the vast majority of the YouTube wrestling influencer sphere sees and doesn't even realize it's happening, I notice it. And it's kind of a curse, If you want to enjoy watching wrestling, don't become a wrestler for 10 years. Also, don't suddenly start a Weight Watchers binge in order to get back into wrestling shape because you have the serious idea of doing it again. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. but yeah. But viewing-wise, those main events, those special attractions, those whatever you want to call it, those are far more enjoyable to me. Because I don't know where they're going. And no matter what direction they go, it seems to make sense, Even if it's something I don't think of, in hindsight I go and say, oh yeah, I could see why that would happen. And that's really masterful, being able to go in multiple different directions and multiple different outcomes, and all of those outcomes make sense. So, with that being said, I had a random epiphany today and went, I should probably share this because this is a weird prediction and I want to see if people would like it or not. One, just to see if I'm right or wrong. And two, just because I like this thought experiment. So, Drew McIntyre, turning face. Probably clicked on the title, wherever the title is now on YouTube, wherever it is. The title of Drew McIntyre turning face, potential spoilers or however I name it. Explain. So, So we know now, or at least Frankenstein, that's enough, boy. Yeah, no, it's me. You see me on the screen. That's enough, boy. So, anyway, assuming that The Rock is going to return in the premium live event, I hate that term, but in the PLE at the end of Bad Blood, and that's why the tag team match with the Bloodline is happening last instead of the Hell in a Cell match. So, assuming that The Rock comes back, this idea is contingent upon that. Assuming The Rock comes back, what are we doing going into War Games? Okay? Because we know that that's what's going to happen. Sorry, a mosquito bit me and I just noticed it. So, what are we doing? Well, the heel team then seems pretty much understandable. You've got The Rock, you've got Solo Sikoa, you've got Jacob Fatu, and you probably have Tama Tonga. Because Tonga Loa is not going to be in a 40-minute match. So, you've got the Samoans there. You've got the Bloodline. Okay? The babyface side, though, is a little bit light. Especially if Kevin Owens is leaving. You've got Cody Rhodes, who's going to be dragged into this come hell or high water, because, that's going to be the storyline. And then you could have CM Punk, who's very upset and very angry about, once again, The Rock taking his spot at the main event, play into some real-life angles that they've been acknowledging, on and off again on television. So there we go. You've got two people on the babyface side. You've got Cody Rhodes, and you've got, CM Punk. And then, of course, you also have Roman Reigns, the tenuous relationship of, he's against this current bloodline, but, and he's against The Rock, but how does that all fit in family? So we've got three people on the babyface side. Who's going to be the fourth? Maybe Randy Orton. I mean, yeah, you could slot him in there. But I propose a different solution. Drew McIntyre on the babyface side. Okay? So, let me paint the picture for you. We've got, the Raw after the pay-per-view. Rock is coming out doing his promo. CM Punk comes out. Dwayne, you son of a bitch, blah, blah, blah. Dwayne, I hate you. Dwayne, you took it from me again. I should be the rightful main event of that pay-per-view. I worked in this business for blah, blah, blah. I was a champion for 400 and some odd days, and you wouldn't, and in those days, how many times did I, end the pay-per-view? 0, because people like you kept screwing me, blah, blah, blah. I'm not a good CM Punk promo person. I'm terrible at doing an impersonation of it, but you get the point. Cue Drew McIntyre's music. Now, of course, there are going to be more people that come in here and there or whatever, because the Raw promo segment's going to go 45 minutes, because that's what they do, where you're going to get every single character weaved in some way, shape, or form. At a certain point in time, Drew McIntyre's music hits. Everyone thinks Drew is out to attack CM Punk. Because, what is Drew, if not but a spiteful, spiteful man with a gripe? A gripe that is justified in some way, but he's taken it to the most extreme position to the point where it doesn't even matter anymore. So everyone thinks he's going to send his ire to CM Punk. And of course, this doesn't have to happen literally the Raw after, because, to sell the Hell in a Cell, someone has to be away for a month or two, right? But, in comes Drew McIntyre whenever this happens. Okay? Everyone thinks he's going to attack CM Punk. But surprise, he doesn't. Now, he doesn't have to Claymore kick The Rock, but let's just assume he Claymore kicks The Rock. Oh my god, gasp, shock! He Claymore kicked The Rock! And then, Drew runs out, whatever, the Bloodline comes in, the baby faces brawl off or whatever, and somehow it's like, we get some sort of back-to-back with Drew and Punk, or something or other. Because Drew McIntyre now has a new gripe. He's also pissed about The Rock taking his spot and he blames The Rock for, messing with his head. He was so upset about going in first that, whether he won or lost or whatever, it wasn't what he wanted to do. He didn't kill CM Punk. At the end of the day, he didn't do that. And Dwayne, it's your fault that that happened. Okay? Now he's got a new gripe. So now, and maybe we could even have a normal 4-person team and then the 4th person gets injured. And they're struggling, wondering, who do we get for the 4th person on the babyface team? Drew volunteers. Hey, I want to fight The Rock. I want to beat him up. Pick me. I'll be on your back from bell to bell. I'll be your man. After the bell, I don't care about you, but from bell to bell, I'll be your man. And then we can have month after month, or I guess show after show, because War Games is what, November? So show after show of just people going, who do we trust here? We catch a glimpse, part of a backstage conversation with Drew, with someone. We don't know who. And of course, we cut to our babyface team, and CM Punk is saying you can't trust this guy. Cody Rhodes is saying, bro, trust me, I talked to him, he's good. Maybe the 3rd person on the team is Roman Reigns or whatever. He doesn't trust anyone, and so on and so forth. And then we cut to the Bloodline, and the Bloodline has their own thoughts. It's like, hey man, it's great. It's great that Drew's on our side. Those idiots, it's a 5-on-3. And then someone says, no, it's not a 5-on-3. He hates us. We have every single person saying different things about what Drew is going to do. And there's uncertainty in the air. Even coming up to when he is the final participant in the War Games, he's the last person on the babyface team in. You don't really know what he's going to do until the door closes. And then whatever you decide to do with it, whether he turns heel again and this was all a big, ha ha ha, I can't believe you idiots believed me, it makes sense. But if he actually is, loyal to his word, it makes sense. The fact is, you don't know. And that mystery, that intrigue, creates drama. So, that's my idea. And then, of course, whatever happens, you can lead Drew into, 6 or 7 different feuds going into WrestleMania season, depending on which side he pisses off at the end. So, if you're short a babyface, if someone got injured and we need a new babyface, hi, Drew, welcome to Babyface Land. If you're saying now we like you as heel, hi, Drew, you're a heel, but now you're even more diabolical because you really, really, screwed over the good guys in that War Games match. Now you have more heated feuds with other people besides CM Punk. Now Roman Reigns has a reason to go after you. Now Cody Rhodes has a reason to go after you. Now you're in other feuds besides CM Punk. No matter what way you go with this, it's going to turn out with something new for Drew McIntyre to do. A new layer, a new element to just get into that with the WrestleMania season. So that's it. Are you done jumping up and down off the bed? Are you okay? No, I guess not. I was told that Golden Doodles are athletic level, an energy level of 2 out of 5. Not this one. Also, yes, that is a pure black Golden Doodle. Yeah, not very golden. But yeah, no, he's not a very chill dog. He wants to be everyone's friend. So, yes, CM Punk, I raise your ugly dog with a Golden Doodle. I also raise your friendship bracelet with a Buddhist monk bracelet. So yeah. So that's basically it. That's my thought process. And yeah, it's going to be kind of condensed compared to current WWE storylines because it has to happen in the span of like 2 months from a Hell in a Cell to War Games, which, is a little bit fast for WWE storytelling right now. But, so it's probably not going to happen. But I just liked this thought experiment. I liked this idea, and I wanted to see what was going on. That's the end of the video, or the actual relevant part of the video here. This next part is just, for anyone that wants an update on what I'm doing, stick around. This is what I've been doing. So I think anyone who remembers me knows that I'm a teacher. So I'm teaching 11 courses this semester. For anyone wondering what full-time is, it's 10 courses throughout the entire year. 4 in the fall, 4 in the spring, 2 in the summer. I'm teaching 11 in one semester. I'm doing the entire full-time work of a year in one semester. And I'll be doing that again in the spring, most likely too. And then probably a couple classes in the summer. I'm essentially one class away from triple full-time. So needless to say, my ability to make YouTube videos in a timely manner or react to every single thing that's happening in the wrestling world, even if I wasn't already annoyed with the 2007, hey, let's talk about this, and, let's be angry about it, so on and so forth, and basically portraying the angry wrestling fan on YouTube, which was doing a good job of gaining a steady subscriber base, was just not something personally I wanted. Even without that, I would not have the time for it. When I mentioned earlier current living conditions, remember that big rainstorm on January 9th, I believe? Yeah, a tree fell through my house. This is my current living condition as we fix the other house. And obviously, as you know, you tear some things down, and then you find a new problem, and then you find another new problem, and it just, keeps going and going and going and going. No, I am not begging you for money. There's no donation. There's no anything like that. I'm good. I'm just letting you know that, I'm assuming this is going to continue to midway next year. But I have bought myself new furniture to replace the ones that have been missing. Some of it's back here, some of it's in a different room, just stacked up on top of each other and wrapped up in bungees and, plastic and whatnot. I do have a nice map now of the old world, back when, people thought California was a island and Australia had not been discovered yet. I do have that over there. So yeah, there's that. My wrestling gear got ruined in the flood as well. It's done, it's dead, it's in the trash. So after I lose, more weight, I wanna lose another 50 pounds here. I've already lost 20. I'm gonna try to lose another 50. I'm going to try to get down to exactly 200, just so that I can then basically so that I could wrestle shirtless, basically. But once I get down to that weight, I'm going to then start going around and say, like, hey, I'm just coming back into it. I've had like a couple of years off, but I did this for 10 years, and just a mid-card journeyman type thing, but you got a spot open, Yeah, what do you need? I don't have an established gimmick right now, so whatever gimmick you need, I'll make it. I'll get the parts for it, obviously knee pads, boots, that sort of stuff. But, I want to just get back into it. Why? Because I went to the ECWA Night of Legends. I worked security for them and put up the ring and tore down the ring and built the stage and so on and so forth. Like, I helped out a lot. And basically saw the show, and it rekindled my love for it. I was quite happy, with my career. Where it's like I did it for 10 years, didn't get injured. Mid-card babyface. Yeah, I was kind of having a push happen right before COVID hit, and then, company went under. But, I had a good time. And, but no, it's that show rekindled my interest in of actually performing again for a crowd. And even if it's just for 200 people or 300 people, or God forbid we get 450 people or something in here, in like wherever we are, oh my God, that'd be amazing. But yeah, no. No idea of becoming a millionaire, oh my God, Tony Khan's going to offer me 7 figures to do insert whatever stupid thing, he asks me. No, that's not my dream. But, just to be, performing for people again, that would be lovely. I would like that. I would prefer that. So that's my goal. That's going to be that's my early New Year's resolution is lose all the weight and get back into wrestling. So that's going to be my goal. That is my goal. Also, currently, in the 5th rewrite of the book, gonna get that finished as well. Writing is rewriting. It's gonna get there eventually, whether it's not next year or the year after that. But obviously with schedule and whatnot and fixing the house and whatnot, it takes a little bit of a back seat. But I like what I'm writing, and eventually one day when it's finished, then I'll look into publishing. probably get obviously A, get an editor, B, also get an agent, so on and so forth. Do all that sort of stuff. Then that era of then that part of the troubles that comes with writing a novel happens next. So yeah, there's all that. Then of course on top of that, taking care of Frankie, obviously. The fiance is currently at a different place because it was our place that collapsed. So, you know, getting her situated as well, so on and so forth. So, just a lot of stuff going on. Improv shows happening as well. If you go to the www.forgetfulsquirrels.com, that is our our website. So there we go. If you're in the Elkton, Maryland, region, improv house party, so that doesn't require a permit. They're free. Bring your own beverage, and a hat passes around at the end if you want to give a tip or something. You can. Doesn't have to. But yeah, no, we generally go an hour 30 minutes of just improv games, and we're trying to do some short form and long form stuff as well, and mix and match it. So yeah, if anyone's a fan of improv, go check out the Forgetful Squirrels, and see if you enjoy the good time. Yeah. Is there anything else interesting happening? Don't expect any YouTube videos in like any sort of quick succession or anything like that. Yeah, no. We're not doing this, regularly, weekly scheduled or anything like that. I'm not reviewing every episode of Raw or SmackDown or Dynamite or NWA or anything. I'm not doing that. But maybe one day I'll make a Twisted Metal game or something, because oddly enough, there's a bunch of Twisted Metal YouTubers now, and I thought that was going to be my niche once I actually programmed one in Unity, but yeah, no. Maybe one day I'll do that. I also have the idea of like a Klonoa Metroidvania game, but that one's going to require even more ridiculous programming. In case you can't tell, I teach computers, so anything Adobe, Unity, game design, Python, anything like that, visual design, Photoshop, Illustrator, all that sort of lovely stuff. So yeah, I have all the skills for it. I just don't have the time to actually do any of that stuff. But it's up here on the to-do list of sometime in the future. I'm gonna die with like 20 bajillion things left on my to-do list. I'm well aware of this. The book is taking book and getting back in the ring is taking priority, as well as the house and everything. But yeah, no. So I hear you eating plastic. I gotta go stop this. You guys have a great day. Love you all. Bye.